Today, we are in an era where people prefer short videos and reels. And how can we revive the habit of deep reading and attention levels are coming down drastically?
I will something I have tried with my students that I will tell you. Something I have tried with my daughter, I will tell you.
Hmm.
And something one of the friend, his name is Aniket Rai. He has tried that also. I will tell you. Even today's time of doom scrolling, also you can help people to develop the habit of reading. My
Yeah.
daughter has become a voracious reader, and I'm very happy about it.
And how does reading sharpen critical thinking in a world of automation and also AI shortcuts?
But when I read that book, I realized that this book is connecting to the thoughts in that book. Now, these
Mm.
kind of connections are just not possible on when you are scrolling down on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram.
Yeah.
So these kind of connections are possible, and there is an aha moment when that happens,
Mm.
and and this is what makes you know critical thinker over the period. This is just not possible in other medium.
That's a good one. And do you think schools and colleges focus enough on developing reading habits? And if not, what needs to change?
Probably, this is controversial question.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks,
Yeah.
we are joined by Santosh Sali. He is a passionate reader, mentor, and a lifelong learner who believes that books hold power to future proof the next generation. And through his upcoming mentoring program, Inspired by Reading, he aims to help people cultivate deep thinking, empathy, and adaptability in a rapidly changing AI driven world. So, Santosh, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing very fine today and really happy to be on your podcast.
Thank you so much. And first things first, why should somebody spend their valuable time listening or watching our podcast?
Reading is becoming a very niche area, but
Hmm.
I genuinely feel that in the upcoming AI world, reading is what will save us.
Yeah.
Uh, Particularly our intellectual prowess, our age on the other human beings and other animals. Reading is what will save us, and if you want to understand, we should at least listen to the discussion on readings and books. That's
Excellent.
the reason.
Excellent. So, folks, today we are going to have a powerful conversation on the topic at hand, read to lead, and how books can save us in the age of artificial intelligence. But before we get started, here is, a, here is an exciting twist. As always, let us tickle our guest's brain first. So, Santosh, I'm going to mention a few random words, and I would love to hear the response, the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, so if you're ready, let's get started.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
Okay. My first word is curiosity.
Curiosity Circle. It is our group where we read books related to HR and business.
Invention.
Innovator's Dilemma. It is a book written by Clayton Christensen, an
Mhm.
Harvard Business School professor, which
Mhm.
talks about how small and big companies should do the innovation.
Wow. Future.
Future Work Self is an concept in an organization behavior which talks about why people are so proactive in their life.
Universe.
Universal Message of Gita. It is a book by Swami Ranganathanandan, which I am hoping to read sometime soon. It is a 3-volume detailed commentary on Gita.
Leadership.
Leadership is Mahatma Gandhi. I always look to him as one of the greatest leader ever born on the earth.
Right. Success.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a must book for anyone who wish to be successful in day-to-day life.
Okay. My next one is books.
Books is life. Without
Mhm.
one need food to survive the physical body. One
Mhm.
should read to survive the intellectual mind.
Wow. Aliens.
A- Aliens, there are no aliens in the books. We are all book lovers. We start with the books. We develop our education with the books, and we survive with the books. No
Mhm.
aliens in this world. Yeah.
Okay. Career.
Career, I can give a long list of books on the career, but I would highly suggest for a layman reader, What Should I Do with My Life by Poe Bronson.
Hmm. Excellent. And the last one is life.
Living at the Source by Swami Vivekananda. A
Living
book
at
on
this.
the life, how do you live? One of the best compilation of his thoughts.
Wow. I'm now curious how many books you must have read.
No, I would say I'm a voracious reader, but not really very high.
Mhm.
Particularly when I look at the other readers who read almost double and triple than me, I think I'm still need to learn more.
Okay, thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. And there is one more rapid fire round toward the end of the episode. So, Santosh, thank you once again for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And let's get the ball rolling with the mainstream questions. So, talk to us about who is your guiding voice.
My guiding voice is Vivekananda. I started reading about Vivekananda sometime in the college, and whenever I am in trouble, I have in a dilemma, I go to the people who walk on his path, talk to them, and generally my problems get solved. So that's the guiding voice.
Wow, spot on. And share with us your success mantra, as in top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
Okay, if I'm a typical academic, so I must say that reading has contributed a lot to my success. Second,
Mm-hmm.
my family members and friends have contributed a lot to my success. And third is an belief on goodness. I
Mm,
think the world is good. You should do good to the world, and good will come back to you.
right. Excellent. And share with us your favorite failure.
Oh, you want to know about my favorite failure? Okay, I'll take little time
Yeah.
to mention. I was doing my PhD
Mm-hmm.
at XLRI. They called it a FPM program, Fellow Program in Management.
Mm-hmm.
And during that period, I did an seminar course with one of the faculty, and it was one of the toughest part of my life, and it was very painful. I was working, and he asked me to revise my paper, and I revised it 19 times, and still he was not
Wow.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I gave the presentation, he was there sitting in the audience, and after the presentation, again he blasted on me right and left and said that okay, there is still space before your comma. You are still not learned. And I never thought that you have to be so much particular about the language,
Mm-hmm.
but that was one of the best failure, I think, because that turned me to think, no, something. Say, for example, someone took you towards an very top, say Mount Everest, and shown you, okay, this much you need to learn in your life. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of moment was that, and I started developing my writing after that. So I was a voracious reader. I never took efforts to improve my writing, but that particular moment turned me, and I started improving my writing.
Mm-hmm.
And the journey is still going on.
I came across similar story by another person who has done his PhD, and I think same thing has happened with him also. I think his guide has asked him to rewrite the content for about 20 or 25 times and all. I think that will help us become great writers and all. And thank you for sharing that openly. And let's move to the next one. So, Santosh, what first drew you towards books and how have they shaped your life philosophy?
I'm I'm not sure how I started reading the books
Mm-hmm.
or how I got hooked to the books, but I think Amar Chitra Katha, those pictorial books, were the one I started reading. But I think if I remember correctly, my mama, what we call in Marathi mama, maternal uncle,
Yeah.
had
Mm-hmm.
an big influence on my reading. His name
Mm.
is Subhash Dharankar, and he's aged now.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember as a child, I used to go to his home in holidays. And my hometown, I was in a village, so it was not having library. But his hometown was having library, and he used to take me to the library. That was a place called Srirampur in Maharashtra, and he used to take me, and I used to look at the books. And whatever books I would take home, he would ask me what book you had taken, and he would ask me question during the dinner. And I think that somewhere started, no, putting that seed of love for the books in me. So
Mm.
I'm indebted to him for that.
Right. Great to know that. And my next question is more around today we are in an era where people prefer short videos and reels. And how can we revive the habit of deep reading and attention levels are coming down drastically?
I will something I have tried with my students that I will tell you. Something I have tried with my daughter I will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And something one of the friend, his name is Aniket Rai. He has tried that also. I will tell you. Even today's time of doom scrolling, also you can help people to develop the habit of reading. My
Yeah.
daughter has become a voracious reader, and I'm very happy about it.
Mm.
Second, there are certain things that no doom scrolling is maybe you are watching 1 minute of video, 2 minute of video. Even if the same time you start spending on reading a page,
Mm.
one page, half page, even one paragraph,
Mm.
and if you start slowly you can build the habit of reading.
Mm-hmm.
It's once you get a hook of that kind of kick that reading gives you, which neither videos nor the audios nor the doom scrolling, Facebook, LinkedIn can give you. You get hooked to it, then you keep on doing. I'm trying with my students and it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Aniket Rai, the person I mentioned, he had tried it multiple batches and it had worked. He had probably 100, 200 students
Mm-hmm.
or people he had helped them to start reading. I'm asking him to start that program again and again. I hope he'll start that program again. So it's possible to give an habit of reading. Basically, you start slow, find out some group, some club where people are reading, people meet nowadays. You go there, start reading, and slowly you'll get hooked to it. There is
Mm-hmm.
nothing that you cannot learn. It's very easy, but yes, it requires little patience at the start. It's like a cycle. Once you learn the cycle, you don't need to really learn the cycle. You do it automatically. It's same. Once you get hook of reading anything, you'll get into that mode easily.
Right. Mm-hmm. Got it. I think that's a great tip. So probably we can start with a small paragraph or one page and then slowly increase it. I think consistency is going to play a critical role. That's a great tip, and I'm
One of the key thing in that is even if it is just one page, you read it daily. You don't
right.
break the chain.
Mm.
You read 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, and
Mm.
slowly, you will start seeing that no, you get into that hook. Oh, the time has come. I need to read today's one page. I need to read today's
Mm.
one page, and then you get into the habit of reading.
Yeah. And also, Santosh, you say that reading will help the next generation survive the AI tsunami. So, can you unpack that for our audience?
Oh, that's I think that's probably one of the most important question you asked today. Um, if you remember, for example, 10, 15 years ago,
Mm.
for example, I did not, I was not using the mobile at that time, say 20 years ago, and I can easily recollect the numbers of all my family members.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have two phones. I don't even remember my another number.
Mm.
So this much use or relying on the external sources makes us dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Now get to the next stage of AI. This is what the mobile and internet has got us into. And now look at the AI. AI is snatching away even your basic thinking also.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need to think. I wonder sometimes today itself in my class, I was telling that the way human beings have lost their tail because they were not using it. So if we don't use our brain, we will lose it.
Yeah.
Recently, there was a study done by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where they studied two groups.
Hmm.
One group used the AI, another group did not use the AI. And when they did an MRI with the students, those groups who are using AI, their brain activity is reduced. This
Hmm.
is very scary.
Yeah.
Because if our students nowadays, if they don't use their brain, I wonder how would they compete in tomorrow's world with so much hostility around, for example, other countries, other companies, and etc. And how would they survive? I sometimes shudder to think that. So I think reading is the first thing that can take away again them to thinking and further to critical thinking also.
Right. Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Absolutely. I think that's very important. And I also vaguely remember reading that kind of article which spoke about the MRI scans and all, and the persons that are using AI, right, are prone to lose their memory power over a period of time. And yeah, that is scary. And let's move forward. So, what kind of books do you believe will be most relevant in the coming decade?
That's a very difficult question to answer. I think
Mm,
that varies from person to person
okay.
because people like to read or they may be benefited by reading certain kinds of books depending on the certain stage of life,
Hmm.
depending on the certain stage of their work and all of that. 10, 15 years ago, the kind of books that I was reading, I rarely look at those books now.
Mm-hmm.
I look at a completely different kind of books. So I think it's not possible to give and one size fits all kind of answer that these kinds of books will be more popular. It's very difficult.
Right.
But
Hmm.
but no, I mean uh, the taste of the people is definitely changing.
Right.
The kind of books they read and kind of books those are getting popular is definitely changing.
Hmm. Okay. And how does reading sharpen critical thinking in a world of automation and also AI shortcuts?
So uh, if you really look at the people who are in room schooling or who are addicted to the mobile, you just look at them, just observe them for a few minutes, and you will see the anxiety in their body.
Hmm.
Their legs start shaking, no, they start tapping the leg, they
Yeah.
start, or no, they cannot sit without mobile even for a few minutes. They would immediately go to the start. They cannot focus on the person talking to them. They cannot focus. So that focusing goes down dramatically. And
Hmm.
when you read, you slow down. You read a word, you read another word, you read a sentence, you read another sentence. Your mind is absorbing it. It is your brain is making connection between those words and sentences, and then that magic is happening in your mind.
Right.
So this whole process gets bypassed when you go for videos or doom scrolling.
Hmm.
It doesn't work.
Hmm.
And when you start using this repeatedly again and again with the readings, your mind's thinking starts developing. So, for example, many years ago, I read a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And recently, I read a book called When Breath Becomes Air.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when I was reading now, these books are completely written by different people, completely written in different contexts. But when I read that book, I realized that this book is connecting to the thoughts in that book. Now, these
Hmm.
kind of connections are just not possible on when you are scrolling down on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram.
Yeah.
So these kind of connections are possible, and there is an aha moment when that happens,
Hmm.
and this is what makes you know critical thinker over the period. This is just not possible in other media.
Right. That's a good one. And do you think schools and colleges focus enough on developing reading habits? And if not, what needs to change?
Probably, this is controversial question, but I don't. I personally think that no, schools and colleges are not doing enough to invest in the reading. I think first thing one should start with is the are the teachers reading?
Hmm.
Because when I look at the many teachers and many faculties, and I see that they are not reading enough. For example, once I was talking to an faculty and he said that he had not read any book in last 10 years. And I was surprised because he is a college faculty teaching in a higher education. How can he survive without even teaching, reading a single book in last 10 years? He said he teaches some Excel sheet and all of that.
Hmm.
That's fine. I mean, but if the teachers are not, if you don't have anything in the bucket, from where it will come in your jar, no?
Right.
So unless the teachers don't have, teachers have that habit, students will have that habit. I think I got my habit because my maternal uncle in some way have instigated it. My
Hmm.
daughter got that habit because probably I invested time in developing that habit.
Hmm.
Another thing is that fortunately my daughter was with a school where librarian was very active in giving the inputs on the reading. Her
Hmm.
teachers were very active on giving the inputs on the reading. So I think the key is there.
Right.
It's not the school, it's the teachers who should start reading and who should start giving the inputs to the students. Then it
Yeah.
will happen.
Yeah.
You just look at the teachers. Many teachers don't read at all.
Yeah.
And then if they don't read, from where the higher level of thinking will develop and from where they will create the role models for this. So
Hmm.
that doesn't work. I think this might be a controversial opinion, but I'm of this opinion that unless teachers read, students will not read.
Right. Okay. And moving ahead, if you talk about this LLM, notebook LLM kind of thing, wherein you feed in a playlist of videos or you give some number of files if you upload, they'll summarize books in seconds. Then why should we still read the books by ourselves?
Your I ask you another question. Your daily requirement is 2000 calories.
Yeah.
If I give you a tablet with 2000 calories, will it satisfy you?
No.
See, the real pleasure doesn't come in instant.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that advertise, but for example, if you go and have an instant coffee,
Mm, mm,
and if you go and have a typical Madrasi filter coffee, or
right.
you go and have a Starbucks coffee where no, and seeds are taken, those beans are taken, those are grounded, and then the hot water at a particular temperature passes through it, and then that aroma is flowing, and then you have that coffee. You just can't match those two things.
Correct.
So if you want to have that kind of feeling and that kind of experience, you need to invest your time. You you can read. I mean Bhagavad Gita. For example, if you take, I was talking about the 3 volume book by Swami Ranganathananda. Ramakrishna had boiled down the Gita's essence to only one word, Tyag. He said Gita, 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 Tyag, 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 Tyag. So it
Mm,
means only renunciation. Okay,
mm,
he gave it. But can you really imbibe that by just reading that word? Think about it. So you have to read the original essence. You have to
mm.
read the original content. You have to invest your time to get that pleasure out of it. Otherwise, you can read the summary, but
Right.
summary is not the original.
Mhm. No, I love the metaphor actually. Like, I think that's a great explanation. Thank you for that. And we have had amazing conversation so far, and it's time for us to add some more spice to the episode, which means we have come to the second rapid fire round. If you're ready, let's get started.
Yeah,
Okay. My first question out of second rapid fire round is if you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
it would have arise, awake, and stop not till your goal is reached. It's the
Wow.
quote.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good one. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Oh, chronic learner.
Hmm. And your all-time favorite book?
7 habits of highly effective people.
Hmm. And one book you gift most often?
I used to give a book called Ek Hota Karvar. It was a Marathi book,
Hmm.
extremely popular.
Hmm.
I heard that it is translated into English also, but I have
Mm,
not read the English version. But it is fabulous book,
I see.
one of the best. I used to give to everyone.
Hmm. Okay. And one author you would love to have coffee with, given a chance.
Oh, Adam Grant, Cal Newport.
Hmm. And a book that changed your thinking recently.
When breath becomes air.
Hmm. Right. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. What is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
If there is some gadget like an tab where I can download the books, I can get the books from the library, I can buy the books at an affordable cost, I can take notes and I can print my notes, file them. That would be great gadget. I don't think there is any gadget currently like this.
Yeah, it is available in bits and pieces, but not as a wholesome
Yeah,
package.
not
Yeah,
as a holistic.
correct, correct, correct.
Many readers, e-book readers are there, but the ability to take notes and compile those notes is not there.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Good one. I loved it. And after that amazing second rapid fire, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, which three books would you make mandatory reading for every young professional in today's world?
for today's young professional world. One book that I would highly recommend is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
Mm-hmm.
Second, very recently productivity book, particularly for young people, is Atomic Habits. I see
Mm-hmm.
that many young people like to read that book
Yeah.
and they enjoy that. Third, little offside book is a Living at the Source.
Mm-hmm.
This is a compilation of quotes by Vivekananda. I have read it so many times, but I think I have not got the crux of it. So it's a very beautiful book. It's a short book, and you can read at any page. You can start at any page, read anywhere, again read anywhere. But it's beautiful book. Living
Mm.
at the Source. These three books
Amazing.
I
Thank you
recommend
so
to young
much.
people.
Yeah, thank you so much for those recommendations. And I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. It was quite insightful. And I'm sure audience are going to get inspired and they start the reading habit. And Santosh, how was your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice podcast?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you when requested, I was wondering because one is reading is not that in vogue or the popular subject. Second is I was wondering whether my reading taste would, whether your podcast audience, whether they would like it or not. That also I was little uh,
Hmm.
wondering. But I think the kind of work that I'm trying to do with the reading and particularly with the MBA students and BBA students, no, I think if you have that kind of audience, it should resonate with them, and I enjoyed thoroughly
Yeah.
because when you ask the question, it made me think also in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
All right. Thank you so much. And I look forward to hosting you again in the future. And
Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
thanks
sure.
once again. And friends, that was our episode with Santosh Sali. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, request you to share with at least three of your friends or colleagues or family members who would also like the guiding voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now it's time for us to cruise into the trivia segment. Having had amazing conversation with Santosh on books, I thought I would present you few trivia facts related to books and reading. So first and foremost is the average CEO reads 52 books a year. That's almost like one book every week. And studies show that reading for just 6 minutes a day reduces stress by 68%. And Bill Gates carries a bag full of books wherever he travels. And that is called his Think Week bag. I'm repeating, Think Week bag. And the next fact is that readers are proven to have higher empathy and better decision making skills. And the last one is in Japan, there is a word sundoku, which means buying books but not reading them yet. And if you remember, I had a conversation with the booklet guy, Amrut Deshmukh, in the past. And I've asked him one question. Some people buy books but they don't read. Is it okay? So he has responded saying that it is okay to have those books, but however, sometimes that books will trigger thought so that it get opened and it read it and people will start reading. In fact, I also have bought so many books until last year, but this year I made a habit saying that I have to read at least a few pages every day, and I'm trying to do it. And so far, I have finished about 5 books this year, and remaining are in progress. So likewise, I think all the tips that Santosh have has mentioned are going to immensely help.
Can I add one bit?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you mentioned the Japanese word. For the same, there is a concept called anti-library.
And
This is
tea
given
library.
by Nissim Taleb.
Mhm.
Size of your anti-library shows that how much knowledge you still need to earn.
Mm,
So more unread books in your library means you are on the path of gaining more and more learning. You
right.
should have more and more books in your
Mhm.
library that you have bought but not yet read.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that. So likewise, if you guys are also aware of any interesting tips or trivia facts related to books and reading, you can comment. If you're watching this episode on YouTube or if you have found this episode on Spotify or any other social media platform, you can comment there as well. So, folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So, until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.